Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. All right, the SEC declares stablecoins as cash. This courtesy of Michael Branch here, guys. It is official. SEC is declaring stablecoins as cash. XRP and RLUSD are set to explode. Stablecoins as cash are now officially recognized by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission through interim guidance released on Monday, so just a couple of days ago. The regulatory shift permits qualifying USD-pegged stablecoins as cash to be treated as cash equivalents on corporate balance sheets, potentially triggering massive institutional adoption. Guys, if anything's going to drum up institutional adoption, it's this. All right, this is what we've been waiting for. This development strengthens XRP's regulatory clarity and accelerates RLUSD institutional adoption under SEC crypto guidance. Through several key regulatory approaches, the SEC guidance has established certain critical criteria for digital assets to qualify as cash equivalents. Of course, they do need to be fully backed. I mean, I'm sure that is the big rule there. Backing by cash or treasury bills, maintaining a one-to-one peg to the US dollar, and also guaranteed redemption rights. So it's all these things that we have been looking at when it comes to using our cryptocurrency and knowing that it is safe to be used and that it isn't going to lose its peg, like the algorithmic stablecoin that Terra Luna did put out a few years ago. As one example, I don't know how many of you guys remember that. Today's passage of the Genius Act sends a powerful message to the administration that they're charting a new course. This is an important step to spur innovation by providing the crypto industry with clear rules of the road. And we talked a little bit about this the other day. This is massive, but always be careful of staking. Okay, now that we have these rules, guys, the SEC just yesterday came out with this announcement. Okay, statement on certain liquid staking activities. The division's view on liquid staking activities. It is the division's view that liquid staking activities, as defined below, in connection with the protocol staking, do not involve the offer and sale of a security. So guys, this is also breaking bullish news for the crypto industry. And so accordingly, it is the division's view that participants in liquid staking activities do need to register with the commission transactions under the Securities Act or fall within do not need to, or fall within one of the Securities Act's exemptions from registration in connection with these liquid staking activities. And what is liquid staking, you may ask? Is that any different than staking? Liquid staking refers to the process of staking crypto assets through a software protocol or service provider and receiving a liquid staking receipt token to evidence the staker's ownership of the staked crypto asset and any rewards that they accrue. So this is coming directly from the SEC's website. So now we've got liquid staking, guys, and you have to ask yourself, always be careful of staking. Most of them take your tokens. So for example, you don't have legal ownership of them. This courtesy of Vincent Van Code. The higher the yield, obviously the higher the risk. Always ask yourself, who is the company? Where are they incorporated? What legal protections does my token have? Because, I'm bringing this up because I've been asked myself, are you staking XRP? Do you stake your XRP? And I've told my Patreon subscribers specifically, but I've made it pretty clear, guys. I don't stake anything because I don't want to tie up my cryptocurrency, especially at this particular point in the bull run. For more information on what I am doing, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I have rolled back prices to $5 a month, old school prices, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock in. My strategy is looking different this bull run than it was last bull run. I am planning to sell some of my XRP. I do want to make profit. I do want to, receive money. I want to be able to spend money. So I'm not going to round trip my XRP like I did last time. Follow me for more insight on what I'm doing and how I'm planning it, because I'm also, very, very careful and very aware that we could see real world utility, and I do not want to sell too much XRP. So patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for more information on that. But back to Vincent Van Code here. Okay, so what are the terms and conditions? Again, if you guys choose to stake, which is, of course, your prerogative, you just make sure that you're doing it right. Elephant in the room. On what God's green earth are they doing with your tokens to return you 20%? It means they must be making at least 25% to turn a profit. That is the question you should always ask yourself. Most yield scams offer 20%, but before they give you the equivalent of your staked tokens, you will be rigged, or rugged, maybe is what he means to say. It's a nasty business. I steer clear. You're better off with something like AMM or LP fees, but in a volatile market, you will probably lose money as well. Just hodl. It's not financial advice, but it is advice from Vincent Van Code here. And I mean, hodling, I like hodling personally myself, but we got to be able to manage our cryptocurrency holdings in a responsible way. Anyway, wanted to thank Vincent and Michael Branch for posting those. BDAX, guys, they just came out. XRP is now live on BDAX. They say here, we're thrilled to offer custody support for XRP, one of the most popular digital assets in South Korea. So South Korea's BDAX has rolled out institutional custody support for XRP following its partnership with Ripple and integrating with top South cryptocurrency exchanges in South Korea. South Korean crypto custody BDAX has launched institutional custody support for XRP following their February partnership agreement. The move provides institutions with regulated access to one of the world's most actively traded digital assets. The rollout was announced via the BDAX X account on Tuesday, and it enables institutions to securely store and manage XRP using Ripple Custody, Ripple's enterprise custody grade solution. And so they said, we're thrilled to offer support for XRP, one of the most popular digital assets in South Korea. This launch strengthens our long-standing partnership with Ripple and underscores our commitment to the Korean market. So institutional custody, I'm guessing for those institutional traders in South Korea. Earlier this year, guys, Ripple Labs did partner with this company to offer institutional custody support for XRP and its US dollar-backed stablecoin, the RLUSD. At the time, Ripple said that the deal aligned with South Korea's regulatory roadmap for institutional crypto adoption, as the Financial Services Commission outlined. The company said the collaboration would also benefit the XRP Ledger ecosystem and expand RLUSD use cases, especially in Busan's blockchain regulation-free zone. These types of companies are also going to grow in valuation. Apparently, they're looking at $16 trillion by the year 2030. So they are definitely seeing more value added for cryptocurrency over the years as regulations continue to mount and build too, right? South Korean politicians have been demonstrating strong interest in making the digital asset ecosystem a legitimate part of the financial infrastructure. This is a quote here from Ang Lin, head of growth at decentralized on-chain bank WeFi. Ling said XRP has become a serious infrastructure candidate in Asia. She noted that Japan's banks have also been interested in XRP, with reports showing that 80% of Japan's banks are set to embrace XRP for global payments. So we know about Japan. Of course, Japan has been very bullish on XRP, guys, and now we're seeing South Korea also very bullish on XRP. They have just now recently launched. So great news there coming from BDAX. And David Schwartz, guys, every opportunity he gets. This is the Crypto in 1 Minute segment. Big opportunities for Ripple. One of the biggest, guys, is tokenization, because you can tokenize pretty much everything and the sky is the limit. Listen to this.
Tokenization can improve efficiency by eliminating some of the problems with asset transfer and ownership. If you've ever bought a house, you know that it's very complicated to determine who owns a house. There's a lot of paperwork involved with the sale, recording the sale. There's a risk of fraud in the delivery of the payment and, of course, in being able to prove ownership of the asset. Tokenization can eliminate all those problems by using digital distributed ledgers to track the ownership of assets. That also simplifies things like if you want to borrow against an asset, use the asset for collateral, the person who's providing you the loan can more easily determine that you own the asset, and they can make sure that you aren't borrowing from a number of different lenders. Boom. Didn't even take a minute.
David Schwartz crushes it in less than a minute. So this is how they'll grow from a market of billions to trillions of dollars. Again, guys, tokenization. Think about everything that can be tokenized on the XRP ledger. There's just so much there. So when Dom Kwok said XRP is going to $1,000 per coin, it's not fiction. It is math. He was very adamant that we were going to see these types of prices as the years go on, as we do see more utility for the XRP token over the XRP ledger. So another great clip there from David Schwartz. Wanted to thank Zafe Crypto for posting that. Another one here from Zafe Crypto regarding SBI Holdings. Well, guys, they just applied to Japan's FSA for 2 crypto ETFs featuring XRP and Bitcoin and gold-backed assets. SBI proposes Japan's first XRP ETF in a major crypto push. Japan's financial giant SBI Holdings is making big strides in crypto, launching initiatives that may shape the future of digital assets in the country. Here's an easy breakdown, okay? As part of their Quarter 2 2025 financial strategy, SBI has proposed 2 exchange-traded fund models, okay? One combines gold over 51% with crypto, and other focused entirely on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and XRP. And if approved, they would be the first regulated ETF in Japan to include XRP, boosting institutional adoption of Ripple's technology. The digital gold crypto ETF, though, combines the stability of gold and the upside potential of XRP and Bitcoin. This offers a balanced approach to both crypto enthusiasts and conservative investors, and also expands SBI's reach across investor profiles. It was outlined the other day by Crypto Eri. Japan is seeking regulatory approvals for these two particular assets. So interesting that they're looking at gold Bitcoin and then Bitcoin XRP. Two strategic choices, I think, because gold, store of value, Bitcoin, store of value. We've heard that argument before. Bitcoin, store of value, but XRP, the rails for a new financial system. XRP does serve a purpose. It isn't just a store of value. So, and they're both cryptocurrencies. You know, in the first one, gold is obviously a hard asset, and Bitcoin is a soft asset. So interesting that they're diversifying in this particular way. SBI's move signals strong confidence in the XRP long-term utility, especially in cross-border payments. As a key Ripple partner, SBI continues to champion XRP across Asia, as they should, because it is going to be the future, especially if 80% of banks in Japan are already using it. SBI is also expanding into stablecoins in a major way. It plans to handle Ripple's upcoming RLUSD within the fiscal year. Alongside that, SBI has partnered with Circle to support the adoption of USDC in Japan. So all these stablecoins are coming, and it's not going to be just one that rules them all, but the integration and the interoperability is going to be key. This is why these companies are working very hard to become interoperable and to play nice with other companies. SBI is also exploring a yen-backed stablecoin. So eventually, guys, and it makes sense to make the US-backed stablecoins first. US dollar is the reserve currency still, and to preserve dollar dominance, a US-backed stablecoin makes the most sense. But we know from hints, from clues, that Ripple is already working on RLEUR. For example, like if you type RLEUR in the search bar of your web browser, it directs you directly to Ripple's website. And I'm sure there are other ones too. And Japan is looking to create one. It plans to work with licensed banks and trust companies for its issuance. The company believes that stronger adoption of the JPY-backed stablecoin could increase demand for Japanese government bonds, help stabilize the yen, and enhance its global position. Over 100 financial institutions in 55 countries now use Ripple payments for cross-border transfers. So that's big, and SBI is urging Japan to treat crypto as an investment asset and not just a payment tool. And so that's probably why we're seeing this type of dichotomy here: gold and Bitcoin versus Bitcoin. I guess I could leave that up there, versus Bitcoin and XRP. So now, as an investor in Japan, you can decide to purchase a digital gold crypto ETF or a crypto asset ETF. So interesting to see how, out of the box they're thinking here over there at SBI. Wanted to thank Crypto Eddie and Zafe Crypto for pointing that out. It's official, guys. 2025, the European Banking Authority log has revealed 2 private meetings with Ripple on RLUSD issuance in the EU and MiCA regulation. So, I mean, now that it's been legislated, it's kind of doesn't matter anymore. But back in Q1 of 2025, we were not privy to these meetings back in March 2025. A meeting with Ripple, update on the progress of the RLUSD issuance in the EU. And then a few months earlier, we had January 28th meeting with Ripple and MiCA. So, maybe these are steps to, finally decide when the RLEUR may be launched. Wanted to thank Smoke for posting that, guys. Another one from XRP Crypto Wolf, US-based company Flora Growth shows it holds XRP alongside Solana and Ethereum on their balance sheet. So here is yet another company looking or has now added XRP to their balance sheet. And I was just speaking to my mother about this the other day, how companies are actually adding cryptocurrencies, and they might not even be crypto-related companies, how they're actually adding cryptocurrencies that are valuable, okay? These are not meme coins. These are not crap coins. These are cryptocurrencies that they see value in, and they want to hold them on their balance sheet because they want to bolster their company's bottom line. A great example is that Canadian cannabis company. I think it was Budweiser or something, or Bud something. They are holding XRP. Now, they're a cannabis company holding a cryptocurrency. maybe they're going to see good times, maybe they're going to see bad times as a company, through times of feast and famish, right? You can't always bank on the fact that, your business is going to do well every single year. So what's a good hedge? Cryptocurrencies. And so now we're seeing XRP on the balance sheet of other companies. XRP enthusiast and legal attorney Bill Morgan has taken to Twitter X to share an update on more companies that aim to hold XRP on their balance sheets. Morgan provided the most recent update on companies adopting the XRP strategy as revealed by their SEC filings. According to Morgan, the Form 10Q filing of a US-based company, Flora Growth, shows it holds XRP alongside Solana and Ethereum on its balance sheet. According to the company's website, it acquired the digital assets to strengthen their balance sheet. And so here's the Bill Morgan tweet to that effect. I'm going to bring this tweet up here. You guys can see there is some more data here denoting their Ethereum, Solana, and XRP holdings. Look at that fair value of their XRP holdings, 99. I guess that's 99,000. This was as of June 30th, 2025 as well. So this is, it says here, the company expects to begin publishing monthly updates on its digital asset holdings starting in August 2025, with the first report to reflect initial XRP positions added to the balance sheet. So it looks as though more XRP has been added. Form 8K filed with Hyperscale Data discloses that it will begin publishing monthly updates on its digital asset holdings this month, with the first report reflecting initial XRP assets added to the balance sheet. On May the 28th, 2025, Hyperscale announced that its subsidiary, Alt Capital Group, planned to buy 10 million XRP. In June, Weebus International, a China-based company, automotive and hospitality company, filed a form. And remember, we heard about Weebus. And of course, there are other companies like London-based Vivo Power and pharmaceutical distribution company Logistics. They also announced similar moves to tie XRP to their balance sheet. So guys, we are seeing it in real time. More and more companies adding XRP to their balance sheets. They see the value in XRP. They want to benefit from that value. They understand that the real world utility is going to happen at some point. When is that happening? I mean, do we risk it all and do we wait? Is XRP going to move down in the meantime? Guys, for more information on what I'm doing, again, this is just me being transparent with my portfolio. You can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I have rolled back prices. It is now only $5 a month. So back to old school prices, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock in. That's over at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. There's also a sale on at the Working Money Channel merch store if you guys want to help support the channel maybe in a different way. Purchasing some Working Money Channel merch, link is in the description of the video. I'm offering 15% off till the end of the month, so check it out if you guys are interested in that. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.